Ikai is an indie first-person survival horror that was released in 2021 for PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch. It had a demo on Steam before being fully released. Ikai stands out due to the fact that it is based heavily on Japanese mythology and takes place in feudal Japan. The story follows a priestess at a shrine named Naoko, who goes about her daily life before evil spirits are released and take over the shrine. She has to find the cursed objects that bind them to that place and exorcise them. At first glance, it looks like it would be similar to Fatal Frame or White Day, but it plays more like a first-person survival/RPG like Medieval Dynasty. You don't have any stats or weapons though, you just rely on your eyes and your brain to figure out what's going on. The game doesn't give you many hints about what you need to do next, and it can get confusing. Most of the game takes place in the shrine, with the forest being another major area. You navigate your way to the next checkpoint and solve puzzles while trying not to get lost on your way there. You can find collectibles throughout the game that give you information about Japanese lore, like the yokais. Another major gameplay aspect is drawing protective seals on slips of paper to keep your area safe from demons. Like Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water, this all sounds great as a concept, but it was also executed poorly. The puzzles are more aggravating than anything and seem like they're only there to waste your time. The first puzzle you encounter is a block puzzle on the door that you need to solve in order to start the game, basically. They're not extremely hard, but it required more thinking than I wanted to do. I'm also biased against puzzles because I hate them. You should know this by now. There were a very small number of yokai that appeared in-game, and it was easy to miss some without even realizing they were there. The first yokai that stalks you, the Jizo, I almost walked past it without seeing it whatsoever. The aggressive yokai don't really stalk you as much as they just have a set path to march down. There is one that constantly stalks you in the second area, but it was more annoying than scary. The third one I only saw because I turned around right before I finished the area and saw it from a distance. Altogether, there are 3 main yokai that search for you, and about 3 more that are just there for atmosphere. There may have been a couple I never came across, I don't know, but that doesn't make it any better. I was really hoping to have a large number of yokai present and to constantly be on your toes. There was a kappa present as a statue, which is pretty disappointing. The game is gorgeous though. The shrine is beautiful but creepy at the same time, the forest is eerie and unnerving, and there are a few other locations that work very well in horror. Despite the beauty, they often felt way too big and it was easy to get lost or disoriented on where you needed to go. There was no map system whatsoever, which was a headache. The yokai were designed well and were terrifying for the most part when I was able to see them up close. The models for the humans are rarely shown, but in the flashbacks, they're pretty horrifying to look at. There's an option for English or Japanese voicing, and I went with Japanese. The voice acting for that was pretty good, but I listened to the English voices and they were just terrible.
Is it ink what the doll is carrying?
The delivery of the lines and the lines themselves were very awkward to listen to. If you play, choose the Japanese voices.
The clothes won't get clean in stagnant water. I shall head to the river.
Once you beat the game, there is no way to go back and collect everything you missed. There's only an option to start a new game, and starting a new game erases everything you've collected. So you have to be vigilant about grabbing collectibles during your playthrough, or you have to start all over again. I checked the forum to see if maybe I just wasn't looking in the right place, and this is what the developers replied to another person who asked if level select would be implemented. I'm not too sure why the devs think someone would only play through the game once, especially since it's short and you got collectibles, but there's a lot of things I really don't want to have to redo to get those collectibles, namely the puzzles. Oh, those puzzles. The game has a lot of potential, but the whole experience feels like a demo by itself. It could definitely be expanded and worked on. Add more yokai, add level selection, make the area smaller, etc. I can think of a lot of things that would make it better. I really wanted this to be what Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water should have been, but it fell short as well. The story is also confusing. It goes from supernatural horror to psychological horror, and the ending leaves much to be desired. There's also potential to add multiple endings, but the game is worth a play if you have patience. I would recommend getting it on sale. Right now it's $15, which isn't too bad, but it's also very short. I was able to beat it in 3 hours, and there's a speedrun of it on YouTube that took 47 minutes to beat. The environment is worth it alone to explore, but don't expect too much from it. Get it on sale, turn on the Japanese voices, lower your expectations, and you'll probably maybe have a good time with it. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content, leave a comment what your favorite yokai is. Do you like Yokai Watch? I don't know why I'm saying that. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys mean so much to me. It makes me happy to have people supporting me. I have a demo for my game, my RPG game, Shards of the Heart, available to play. I have a Redbubble with stuff to buy. Shameless plug. Thank you for watching.